We've been running this banter since way back in school, where the dorm room debates turn to cool in the rules. Talking loud about the world like we're changing the game, but it's just us two, yeah. Two sides of the same. Pull up a chair for the truth, let it spin. Two regular guys with the world to dive in. We don't need to agree, just let the talk flow. The vibes and the rhythm, the rest we let go. When the convo's done and the bottle runs dry, we'll toast to the clash, to the lows and the highs. Two voices, one friendship, no need to compare. So come as you are and pull up a chair.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Yeah, well, we are those people. We've been having these conversations since college.
Yep, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Love is Blind, Season 10, Ohio. Recap of the reunion. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, and leave a review.
If anyone's looking for the vertical at this moment, kind of took that one out. We're just doing the landscape. Want to test something out. You know, someone's asking about it the other day, and so let's go with one stream, see what happens on this one, right? Reunions here. 10th one we've been through. They brought 150 participants from the past 10 seasons. And if I knew, I thought this would be good. Yeah. But if I knew we were going to have to put up with all those corny puns, I would have been I could have done without that part.
Yeah, I didn't need to see, what was it, Gigi? What was the other, what's her name?
AD.
That married Ollie? AD. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't need to see them at all.
Okay. Tell me you at least like the fact that they do have the married row. You know, the married couple row.
Yeah, but you know why they're doing that, in my opinion? See, America, it works.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the last few seasons, swing and a miss. But you
Yeah.
see this, it does actually work. That's all they're trying to prove.
Shout out to Lucila, says, finally catching it live. And Tina and Otis, who says, hi from Arizona. And yes, I wish Alex and Devo didn't live here. I think we just found someone else who uses that name.
Yeah.
Auntie Robbins says, almost misses live, but MWA said these segments outside of the current cast is worthless. And I think you feel the same way as well when it comes down to this whole thing, when they start going off into, but okay, if you're really invested in the past seasons, I mean, I know I forget the season as soon as it's over. I forget the people that are on there. I forget the names. If you ask me about last season's Married at First Sight, we just got done. I can't tell you many names. So I'll forget a lot of that, right? However, there's some people who are still excited about it.
I guess some people that want to follow the journey, I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm like you. I kind of move on. I remember like big things. When you think Married at First Sight, Austin, I know about Josh and, Burning Man. Haven't forgot that, unfortunately. But for these couples, there's no real story. If there was something really to add, I think one couple had something really to add. But if there was something really to add, great. But if they're just there just to suck up some time, I think that's all that is.
Sandmai said, it's been a minute since I've caught a live. I didn't mind seeing some of the past participants. So would you mind if they'd cut it down? Because I think all the cutaways to AD and Gigi, I get why they had to do AD, because she does the What's the Reality podcast that's associated with the show. It's on Netflix. I get the cross promotion there. Why the hell was Gigi up there going around to, like, we needed audience participation? Is it so that they promised everybody, we're going to talk to each one of you, so please show up, even though you know you're going to get edited out?
Right. And she's from season 1, right? Gigi?
Sure. I think that's what they said.
She was on Cameron Lawrence's season.
Okay, that's right. Season 1.
But again, if there was a point, if there was something that they added, some value they added, great. I just don't see the value add in talking about those past couples.
You said it, and I think I just figured it out. The value they added was so that Nick and Vanessa didn't have to talk to the rest of them people. They're like, we don't want to talk to them anymore. Okay, well, we'll get AD and she'll do it, and we'll add in GG too. Only initials allowed. Nobody with full names. No? Yeah.
Indeed. GG.
All right, let's get to what actually happened on here, because we always talk about the fact that at least I always say, the good couples are boring. And they decided to start with the boring couple, Christine and Vic. And Nick is still sticking to the lie that they couldn't send 7 couples to Mexico and that the producers believed in them so much that we followed 7. Stop lying. Yeah, did.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge lie. So they believed in them so much that they couldn't afford to send them to Cabo. They couldn't afford to get them an apartment in the same complex that everyone else was at. Couldn't afford to do any of that. Couldn't really afford to send camera crews around them, which is why a lot of their videos are selfie videos. I don't buy it at all. They are a beautiful couple. Do they have any drama? No, but after watching this, I think maybe this should be how they do all the couples.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, because I think you're about to tread on dangerous ground here. Go ahead, let's hear this.
You get engaged, and then you go on a trip somewhere, but it's you and your partner for the first week. You don't see any of the other couple. That way, you get a chance to build your bond together before you get around into the other drama. Because I think Christine and Vic, I don't think would be involved in the drama anyway. But I think it's cool. They had a chance to focus on their relationship, their foundation, not worry about all the drama from other people. I think this should be how they do it going forward.
Okay, let's be honest here. What would have happened if Christine and Vic were there is that Vic would have had to have been voice of reason for everybody else, right? He'd had to been the father figure in the pods for the guy in Cabo for the guys. He wouldn't have had time to focus on Christine. So you may be onto something here, but they also do this in like Married at First Sight Australia. The little bit I got to see before YouTube said we didn't authorize you to do this, take this off of the internet. They sent everybody on different trips. They didn't take them together, and that's what they used to do Married at First Sight in the first incarnation of it. Till they said we can save money if we do a group discount.
True. I think this should just be par for the course going forward, that you don't get around all the drama. I know it's going to take some drama away from the show. I get it. But if you want to have a better success rate, I think this is how you do it.
Okay, so even Christine said that her friends were like, well, you on this show? No, you're a little too boring for reality TV. Which, you know what? We kind of said that this was kind of what it was. But I think they asked in the best parts of living together, and then they went ahead and proved Christine's friends' points. They're like, Vic says, making a home. And then Christine says, coming home to Vic every day. And like, Jesus, give me something. Nauseatingly perfect, too boring for TV. I do think a great moment that came out of this, though, especially the conversation with them, was the fact that Vic got Christine to meet and actually spend time with her father. Yeah,
I thought that was great. Because I think you got to be able to deal with your past stuff, and I've dated people with daddy issues and they've never resolved it. That stuff comes up, right? And so good on Vic for trying to encourage her to go ahead and face that head on. And apparently they've started to build a relationship with each other now. She's forgiven him, which is great, because you just don't want to bring that negative energy into y'all's relationship. So good for them.
The one thing I do want for Vic to do, if there's one thing I can say that they have not done correctly, right, is I need him to say Caribbean and not Caribbean. I'm gonna need you to do this, Vic. Come on. I know even in the Caribbean now, we've been Americanized to the point that even people born, raised, and haven't even left are now saying Caribbean. But no, let's not do that. Vic, it's the one thing I'm gonna say I need you to do. That's it. Keep living this nice, perfect, boring life. I love it.
Yeah.
But I need you to say Caribbean, not Caribbean. I know.
Yeah, Caribbean. Say it right.
Of course you would say that. Bodine, it's all Irie. No, it's not. It's not all Jamaicans. I'm not Jamaican. Vic isn't Jamaican. But nice try. I see what you did there. Well, going from all of this great vibes over to one of the extreme levels of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
Amber and Jordan. They said, "Oh, let's stay with the married couples. How's married life?" And Jordan's like, "Yeah, it was for 4 months. Then I had to get the hell out of here. I told y'all Amber wasn't ready for marriage. I told y'all."
Well, of course, you let Amber say it. Jordan wasn't the one that was ready.
Neither of them were. How
marriage.
about that?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But neither of them were, because I put a lot of this on Amber, and I've been doing this since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan felt like that he's having to try to repair trust that he didn't break.
Right.
They never moved in together. And what was funny to me is even Amber said it's difficult to trust someone who only comes up on the weekends. Okay, that is a bigger problem. I've had relationships that we only saw each other on the weekend, and it's fine. But you have trust issues. Even if you saw him every day, you would still have a trust issue.
Okay. Here's the thing, though, because she made it a point to say that up there on that stage, which was a lie. And I like that Jordan called her out and was like, "Hold up. So I've driven up there during the week, cooked you food, cooked you dinner, and left the next day.
Yeah.
Right? And you're acting like those days don't count." And to her point, now she goes, "Oh, well, it was 45 minutes, so I can do that in my sleep."
Right.
Like, wait, no. Let's get back to the point that you just lied on this man, saying that he never did it. And then now that he says, "No, I did," now you got to go, "Yeah, but I drive that distance all the time."
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. She said that she felt that he wanted to stay in Columbus and stay in his condo and have this wife that just shows up whenever he wants. She didn't understand why he'd want to hang out during the week with his boys and go out. Wouldn't you want to be with your wife? And again, all this is her trust issues coming out. And it's only been a few months. So could he have moved in with you, right after cameras left? Maybe not. But it's only been a few months. But you have this much of a trust issue for reasons that are not Jordan's fault.
Right.
I don't blame Jordan feeling frustrated about it, because obviously he can't talk to her about what he feels, because she'll snap on that too, like she did when he was talking to Vic about, "I'm really nervous about being a stepdad."
Yeah, which, by the way, I want to say thank you. Ravens girl Monica says I was right. Amber's extra toxic. Yes. Something B goes the other route. She giving up. All right, Yanni, you're right about crazy Amber. Usually I'm on the woman's side, but you can tell Jordan was depleted. You win. Thank you. I'll take that. But I wasn't doing this to win. I was just trying to say, let's not put Amber up on this pedestal. She didn't deserve to be up there, right?
Right.
Jen is like, "Hey, I'm glad Jordan was defending himself." Me too. Because if you notice, as soon as they went to them, what did you see? He's sitting there nervous as hell, sweating like how I was sweating yesterday when I got to the suite at Shabuzi at the rodeo, because I had to walk halfway around the damn stadium just to get there. He's sitting up there sweating like that because he knows she's about to go off on him. He knows she's about to try and throw him under the bus. And he's just sitting there, while on the other hand, she's sitting there seething. You can see her lip is pursed. Her eyes are steely locked. Her jaws just clenched. She's ready to attack. Feel like I'm writing a novel, huh?
Well, her top lip was clenched. That didn't move at all.
It's funny because you mentioned that, and I didn't even really notice it. But where did you see people talking about her top lip?
I saw it on the Love Is Blind pages on Reddit and Facebook. Just saw people comment about that, like a picture of her. And so when I was watching it again to take notes, I'm just looking at her top lip. I'm like, why is it not moving at all? She just looks so angry.
Yeah.
And she even says that she knows she has some anger issues. And I was willing to work on that, but Jordan only gave it a few months. Okay, you just said you have some anger issues, which means you need to deal with your stuff before you get into a relationship.
And I do like the fact that what Jordan did was go, "Yeah, but you didn't work on it at all." Because she said, "I have anger issues. Everybody knows I have anger issues." Well, if everybody knows you have anger issues, that means you need to go and take care of it. Don't sit here and be like, "Well, you need to sit here for 4 years and go through it with me." No. You knew it coming into the show. Matter of fact, her girl says they're trying to back her up They even said that. She was a man hater, not the man eater, the man hater, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She was a man hater and probably still is.
I'm gonna say was.
You know, after this, yeah, she probably still is.
Yeah. Okay. When it came to Emma, right? Because I felt she was trying to weaponize her daughter here, and Jordan even called it out a little bit later. And she's like, "Well, you didn't even say bye to her." And okay, we talked about this for a little bit before, right? In the sense that the thing that at the wedding, think about this when Amber came down the aisle, and there are people who disagreed, and there are people who agreed that when she came down the aisle, it was very performative, as she had to make sure she went and talked to Emma. But after she got married, somebody else pointed this out. She never stopped. After she said, "I do," didn't even stop and hug Emma one more time, join in the celebration, walk down the aisle with us. This is so important. But yet here it is now. She's like, "Oh, well, you didn't even tell her bye." No, I'm breaking up with you. I don't know. I've never done this before. Because usually I leave crazy people behind.
Well, this whole performative thing that she's doing now, this is Amber's fault. Jordan didn't bring Emma into this situation.
Right.
Amber did.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fault for going on the show to get married to somebody within 6 weeks and you have a kid. This is why I think single parents should not go on Love is Blind. It's not a good idea. Amber's fault that all this got brought to Emma.
Yes.
It's Amber's fault that Emma has to deal with this. Don't blame Jordan. And Jordan didn't leave you because of Emma. He left because of you.
Oh, you, exactly. Look, even though Jennifer, and I knew this would happen, I knew there's somebody, and there's probably quite a few, who are disagreeing with both of us on this. Jennifer says it's messed up that Jordan ghosted Amber's daughter. He didn't ghost her. He wasn't in a relationship with her.
Yeah, he was in a relationship with Emma. And I get it. Could he have said something different to Emma? Yes, but what could he have really said?
Emma, your mama's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
So I got to peace out. Deuces. Call me if you ever want to go on a play date. Like, we'll go back to whatever that place was they went. But your mama, tell your daddy to bring you. Your mama got to stay home with her crazy ass. He can't say that to her. Then y'all will be talking trash about him for saying that.
Yeah.
Come on. What is he going to say?
Yeah.
To how old is she? 7 years old, 10 years old? What's he going to say to her?
7.
No.
Yeah. What could he have said to make that any better? But that's, to me, all that is on Amber. Mm-hmm. And you can storm off the stage. And again, when somebody is trying to say that you are kind of toxic and you have some of your own issues, storming off the stage the way she did does not, prove them wrong. It really proves them right.
Yeah, she went full Karen and broke out the WWTs walking off the stage. Don't effing come in someone's life if you're gonna do that.
Don't effing bring your kid onto a show where you're gonna bring someone into her life. That's your fault. Own it.
Yeah, here's the thing. She comes back to the stage. Amber comes back to the stage. And she said, I guess they said, "All right, we need you to go up there and act like you have some sense because you're not looking good right now." And she goes, "Well, I came away from the show being able to see the good and bad," because she had to throw that in there too, in men and women. And then they ask about her honesty, and I hated this moment because I felt like let's give her a moment to kind of give us some lines that we can use.
Yeah.
And yeah, great that she said them about Chris, but didn't you feel like she was reaching the rest of the way?
Yeah, she was. She was just trying to get some shots in there and play that mama bear character that she plays, but she wanted to have a chance to talk trash to Chris, I think. I don't think that was just oops, I happened to say this about Chris. I do appreciate that she says Jordan is a nice guy. He's a good guy. And he's not one of those guys, like a Chris, that she hates. So she can't really hate Jordan. Jordan tried. So this is where she needs to get that therapy, get some counseling, and figure out how she moves forward in her next relationship. But I'm glad she's not walking away just assuming Jordan was the problem.
No, she was. The problem was she realized Jordan was ready for her this time. And when she realized, I could come off looking like the bad person here, let me switch gears real quick. Because the way she started off, she came out guns blazing. She tried to throw him way under the bus, run him over with the 18-wheeler, back up and go over him again, and he kept moving.
Mm-hmm.
And so now she had to pivot and come with this, right? By the way, TBV says, I was neutral on them allowing parents on Love is Blind until now. Bad idea. Coming over to your side of the aisle, because you've always said, don't let parents on this show. I've been on the side like, hey, parents deserve love too. Right?
They do. Just not on Love is Blind.
Touche. Here's the thing I have, though. The women tried to come to Amber's aid, and especially Jessica and Emma. And I think this is the problem. Because the way they come to her and back her up tells me that they don't hold her accountable for shit. And I'm not saying do it on camera, but I can tell they don't do it off camera. Alone.
No, you're 100% right. They don't do that off camera. And I think that's how a lot of times I will boldly say this. I think a lot of women are that way with each other. That if Amber's a problem and you're hearing about your friend being a problem, instead of saying, yeah, girl, you really need to work on this. We're going to say, no, you are the strongest mom. You're this, you're beautiful. And say all these compliments, just try to pacify Amber instead of holding her accountable. Where guys, I think, can be a little bit different. Now, again, I'm not saying all. I'm just saying that my experience I've seen, it seems like women a little bit more, will pacify their friend more so than hold them accountable. Where guys, I can call Yanni and be like, hey, man, am I being a bitch about this? I'll tell him the story. He'd be like, yeah.
And before he gets to the story, I'm like, yes. Okay,
yeah, he'll tell me, but he'll call me out. He'll 100% call me out if I'm wrong, right? And we have guys, like I will call my guy friends out if they're wrong. But in this case, no one wants to tell Amber that she has some issues that she needs to work on.
Some to be has the answer. She's the mommy of the girls and the enforcer with the men. They are too afraid to tell her that. Sometimes you got to tell mama.
Yeah.
Mama, I'm going to need you to sit down for a second. Don't swing, just listen. By the way, shout out to Auntie Robin says, hey, is there something wrong with my screen? Why has it recorded only 12 likes? Hit the like button, folks, please, and thank you.
Please make
before we send Amber over to talk to y'all. Well, matter of fact, we do need to send Amber to talk to someone. And it may not be you in the live crew, but still, go ahead, please hit that like button. We'll get to that in a second. But we do need to send Amber to go see our good friend Martha over at Evolution Counseling Services.
Definitely. So I want to share a quick resource that I honestly think could help a lot of people listening right now. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, burned out, or stuck, especially when it comes to relationships, this might be for you. Evolution Counseling Services is led by Martha Lopez Fowler. And what I appreciate most is her down-to-earth, human-first approach. This isn't about fixing you. It's about supporting you. Martha provides virtual therapy for individuals and couples in Texas, Colorado, and Missouri, making it easier to get real help without rearranging your whole life. She works with people navigating relationship stress, burnout, and major life pressures, breakups, ongoing conflict, family dynamics, or moments when everything just feels heavy. Her sessions focus on calming the nervous system, reducing stress, and building healthier coping tools, while also helping clients gain confidence, clarity, and emotional balance. If you're in a season where you need support but don't want judgment, this is a safe place to start. You can schedule an appointment at evolcounsel.com. That's EVOLCOUNSEL.com. That's Evolution Counseling Services, real support, real growth, one step at a time.
Do you think Martha can help someone like Vic? Say Caribbean, not Caribbean?
I don't think that's her. I mean, I'm sure she could probably put some effort in. I don't know if that's what her specialty is, but I think she'd be willing to take a stab at it.
Heaven's Queen says, I'm with you, Yanni, on the Caribbean pronunciation. It's like oxtails versus oxtail, right? Yeah. Well, that's kind of like, there's so many of those, man. Yeah, so many. We can spend a whole episode on that. Quick shout out to everybody hanging with us, man. Whether you're here now as part of the live crew or later watching this as part of the replay gang, do us a favor. Please hit that like button like Auntie Robin said. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.
And if you really want to support the channel, join the regulars by becoming a member. It's less than $3 a month. You'll get custom emojis, early access to Random Thoughts and RGRT Pod reaction videos, and more, including members-only live streams for story time with Terrell.
Yes, and to all our podcast fam, listen on your favorite platform. Thank you too. Leave us a 5-star rating and a quick review. It really, truly does help. We said that we didn't like them going to everybody else in the crowds, but they went to Kia and Tyler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you mind that since they were part of this season?
I didn't mind it, but my question is, why wasn't Tyler at the Pod Squad meetup?
I wish you would have asked them that. Like, hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Nick, Vanessa, what happened to my invitation to the Pod Squad meetup? What did I do?
Yeah.
Was
Could
it-
y'all
was
not
it only
afford to
one
send
black
me?
girl?
Was it?
There's only one black girl. Y'all flipped the coin and Kia got it. What's the deal?
Well, they said no, they couldn't have more than 1.5 black women.
That would do it.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised when they got to these two.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Is it not on the screen?
Yeah, I see him.
You see him? Okay, I don't see him. Okay. Bri and Connor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not showing up on my screen. I was like, wait a minute. Were you surprised that they were still together?
Yeah, I was, because I thought that breakup was it was painful to watch. Mainly, my heart went out to Connor, not so much Bri, but I was quite surprised that they're still together.
What'd you think of Connor moving next to Bri?
I mean, moving right next door is kind of creepy. I get if it was like same area, same suburb, but literally right next door. Why not just move in with each other? It's just weird.
Materialistic says, if Connor likes it, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like living together without the commitment, is what I would think. But the thing about it to me is, didn't he own his house?
Yeah.
She didn't own that apartment, right?
I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. We knew this was going to happen. We saw but I think when they released the clip of this on IG, and this was Netflix and Love is Blind actually releasing the clip of Connor's response to Chris, they took the sting out of it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I felt like this landed flat. But what'd you think of Nick asking Connor about Chris and him taking this high road?
I mean, he's a better man than me, but he did take the high road. Said, "I don't even think about the guy. I'm done with it." And I thought, good for you, Connor. Focus on your relationship. Don't worry about all that other extra stuff.
Yeah. Okay. It felt like they stayed on this a little too long, but I do like the fact that they kept asking questions. But they also asked Bri, and one of those questions was, did she feel like she stayed too long in the conversation with Chris?
Yeah.
Which we all thought that.
Oh, 100%. We argued. Well, we didn't argue. We both agreed that she stayed in that conversation way too long. And I'm glad that she actually owned that and admitted it, that she was in that conversation way too long. It should never have gotten to that level. And I think that's why she told Connor. Because remember when Nick asked Connor about you seeing the stuff? He said, well, actually, it wasn't until after we got done taping where Bri pulled me aside and said, hey, I need to tell you some things. Because she knew that this is going to come out.
Oh, yeah. At least, okay, but at least she did that part, right?
Yeah.
Nick did give Connor some props for staying in the relationship after Bri broke off the engagement. I mean, this man uprooted and moved from his house that he owned.
Yeah.
Does he deserve props? Or should he go talk to Martha as well, too, and figure some shit out?
Love is love. When you know, you know. And Connor knew, but maybe she wasn't quite sure yet. But now she also knows.
No, she
and they're on the right path. So I'm just trying to give them benefit of the doubt.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Are you her agent or something? Because
just saying Connor. I don't know if I could forgive somebody and get back into a relationship when you said what you said about me on national television. The Scorpio in me just wouldn't let it happen.
It's just a boy.
And I could love you to death. The Scorpio would be like, no, Terrell, don't.
Just
don't even think about it. Yeah.
By the way, before we go on to Chris and Jessica, and Auntie Robin wanted to say, Yanni, you know how it gets to you when people mispronounce Caribbean? It ain't Auntie Robin, it's Auntie. Where I'm from, we say Auntie and not Auntie, just like battery and battery.
Yeah.
Zebra and zebra.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get it.
I was like, this is anti-Robin. It's like anti-Robin. That's why I'm reading it right now. It's anti-Robin.
Right, exactly. But I get what she's saying. But it's one of the, it's funny because I think my aunt used to say that same thing too, right? Which was like, hey, don't I'm not an ant. You can't step on me. I get it. Good one. I like that. Auntie Robin.
Well, we don't say auntie's advice, right?
True. That's a good point. I don't know why I said it that way.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Touche. See, I can say it. I'm wrong. I got you, Auntie. Jessica and Chris. Now, Nick applauds Chris on being the first person to ever do this, and that is piss off both the men and the women on the show.
Yeah. He did a great job of that. And just looking at all the backlash I saw on social media, I mean, he was getting it bad, but it was also well deserved. And I like how Nick, and this is, I normally give Nick and Vanessa a hard time. I do think that they were much better hosts this reunion than when I've seen them in the past, because they kept pushing on certain things. There's that part where Nick asked Chris about, watching it back, what did it make him feel? And Chris just said, it was tough, and I'm not proud of those moments. And Nick goes, that's it? You have anything else that you want to say? But I like that, Nick called him out for the fact that Chris and Connor were best friends in the pods. He's trying to steal his girl, and then going to go dap up Connor right after you have the conversation where you're trying to steal his girl. Right. I thought to myself, good job, Nick.
The thing about Nick asking Chris to apologize, Ohio man to Ohio man, do you think this was just trying to get that Ohio man moment?
No, it's just trying to get a human moment out of Chris. Yeah, it's just trying to get a human moment out of Chris. Well, and here's the deal. When you watch this, I think Chris played this the best way that he possibly could. There was nothing Chris was going to say at this reunion that is going to change the opinions of people that they have about him. So it's pointless. And he came out. He seemed to owned it. He didn't really crack any jokes. He owned what he did. Said, I'm sorry. I'm not looking for forgiveness, but I was wrong. He couldn't do anything more than that. From a PR standpoint, I think he did the best he could.
Right. No, he did. Nick did ask Chris about being complimentary to Jess and Cabo, and why, if he had all these doubts. Was this a fair question? Because have you not been attracted to someone, and then I guess for you, they use the bathroom?
What?
And then you're like, yeah, no, I'm no longer attracted. We don't know exactly what happened, right? Okay, I was just using you as an example there. I'm sorry.
That's weird. I don't know.
My point was, Chris was very happy after the first night, right? He acted like he was. And I guess what Nick was trying to get to was, were you faking it then and just lying to her so you could enjoy the rest of Cabo? Why do that if you were so disgusted by her in that space? Right. I don't think he was disgusted with her at that point. And I don't know what happened. And maybe it's because he saw the other women and I'm like, well, maybe I do like this one. Maybe I do like this one.
Yeah.
What happened?
See, I don't know what happened, and he really wouldn't address it because for him to make the comment at the Pod Squad meetup that the sex was just awful, but you had a whole lot of it in Cabo. And you were still on board. You're there for a week. So the first night, y'all hooked up.
Yeah. So
if it was awful, why'd you keep sleeping with her throughout that whole week? Just come back to Ohio to be like, oh, no, it's bad. I don't know what his deal was.
Was he thinking it was going to get better? Or is he just lying that it was bad in the first place?
I don't know. I mean, and what does he consider bad compared to others? You know, I have no idea. And oftentimes, first time you sleep with somebody, it might not be the best. You're trying to figure each other out, and normally it would get better. So maybe, but I just can't figure out what his issue was with her.
By the way, MWA says, I thought you were leading us into another story time, Yanni. I have to convince him for that. But if that's the case, you know what it will be. It will be for the regulars. By the way, Ravens girl Monica says he wasn't disgusted until he saw her house. And that could be part of what happened, right? And then he had to find ways to break it up. Because it felt like, here's what it felt like, especially even at the Pod Squad, all Chris was trying to do was break her down even more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring you down so you're beneath me. And a lot of people do this. Men and women do this to others that they feel are out of their league and go, well, let me see how much I can break you down to justify how I'm feeling, right?
Yeah.
Tina and Otis says Chris's answers were rehearsed. He got a PR agent. He stuck to the script, that's for sure.
And he should have got Kellyanne Conway. That she probably could have helped him out.
But when you say facts, there are facts and then there are alternative facts. Did you watch the show or the alternative show?
Yeah. You know, and I really don't know if the fact that he saw her house did that. I've dated people that have, you know, they've had families and kids, thus their house is way bigger than mine. And all that. So it never intimidated me. It never would bother me that someone's house was more. I've dated people who made more money than me. So I don't understand what it's just hard for me to wrap my mind around that he saw her house and all of a sudden that's when he lost all interest in her. I would think that this is a chance for you to come up.
Yeah. You'd think so, but then you saw what happened with Ike and MM. He saw her house and was like, I can fit in the living room, my whole apartment. I'm out. And Hill says he couldn't afford Kellyanne. Toya says, imagine telling everyone your relationship ended because you didn't do Pilates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jess has obviously moved on because the thing, and a lot of people bring up finances, and that's what Jess said, that, you know, finances are what caused Chris to fire off like he did. Do you think so?
I don't know. I can't speak for Chris. I have no idea if that's what it was. Because he comes, I mean, again, he makes it seem like he has his financial life in order. Now, there's been some things that have come up throughout social media since filming, but still, I don't know if that was the issue for him.
Right. And I thought, especially the way he tried to shade Connor, that he had some money somewhere as well too. Because, you know, when you go meet your dad, you got to have the the portfolio out and all that. But
right.
It's obvious though, again, that Jess has moved on because she laughed at one of Chris's responses that he was giving, right? One of the rehearsed responses. And when Vanessa's like, hey, you want to say something to Chris? And she's like, oh, to Chris? No, nothing. I won't say anything. I'm good.
Yeah. And good for her. She's totally over it. She's moved on. She doesn't need to get any type of validation or anything from Chris. Even when he apologized, she said, hey, well, thank you for showing me who you were quickly.
The Pod Squad clip, Jessica said it was hurtful to watch.
Yeah.
Even though she's like, yeah, I'm good now, but it was hurtful to watch. But not because of what Chris said, because, okay, yeah, she's past that. Something that's still hurting her now was the women.
Yeah, that Ashley, Bri, and Priyanka just stood there and let him talk trash about their supposed, finger quotes here, friend.
Yeah.
Their supposed friend. They just let him talk trash about her.
Yeah.
Which to me wasn't cool at all.
At all. Ashley even tries to activate her spin trait from her daddy and, kind of get everything together. But then pivot. Let's introduce you to Haramol.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is dating. Were you surprised he was dating Jessica? Or we all kind of knew this ahead of time?
All kind of knew it because we already heard about it. Unfortunately, we all, already heard about a lot of this stuff. Yeah. So not surprised, but I just felt this whole segment was kind of pointless. I felt like the producers did this to say, okay, Chris tried to embarrass, talk bad about this woman on live TV. Let's counter that by having this guy come, give him his 5 minutes of fame back, and let him just smother her with compliments so she can feel good about herself, which she already does. I just felt this was pointless. Now, when he said that, give her flowers and I'm going to tell you, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, he's going to propose. When he says, I got a second chance, I'm not going to waste it, I'm thinking he's going to propose, which is what he would have done if he stayed on the show. But he didn't. So I thought this was really pointless.
Now, you said it was pointless. Ravens girl Monica says, I love to see it. Yeah, it's great. Pump up her ego, all this other stuff. But to your point, it did come off like it was going to be a proposal. And there's nothing worse than the expectation of the proposal and it falls flat to something short. This was that, falling short. The only thing he was proposing was a great time that night later on.
Right.
Like, hey, pretending like it's my birthday. Because I remember when one of my coworkers, her man, he set up this whole thing so we could let him in the building. He could come in, surprise her, and all this other stuff, all to give her a promise ring.
I promise to keep dating you a little bit longer. That's what I'm promising to do. Am I gonna marry? Am I gonna marry you? Shit.
Like, a promise ring though in this grown ass age? Okay.
Yeah.
Fellas, do not do that. You will be on so lucky for him. IG, Twitter, they weren't a big thing at that point in time. Jesus.
Yeah.
And thank you. D. Michelle says the same thing. It was pointless without a proposal, right?
Yep.
I think we kind of saw this with Emma and Mike because they're up next. And Mike finally admits that he and Emma agreed to say no at the altar. Because remember, we said the parents didn't seem surprised
Right.
or hurt that there wasn't going to be a wedding.
Right. And Emma didn't seem all that emotional
Right.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike said that they had met 2 days prior. Both said that, hey, this is not enough time for Emma to make that decision about kids, because what Mike wanted is he wants to start a family immediately. Like right after we get engaged or after we leave this altar, we're going to go back to the hotel and start, trying to make a family. And he wanted Emma to feel that excited about it. And she wouldn't. And I get it. And they feel like this amount of time is not enough time for her to make that decision. So he felt blindsided when she said yes. But I applaud Mike for not saying, oh, well, she said yes, so I'm going to say yes. Because he felt if you change your mind that quick, what happens down the line? Because even Emma says that me saying yes meant that eventually I'd want to have kids. That eventually word stuck out to me.
Yeah, okay. And with reason. And I'm glad he said the whole thing, if you change your mind this quickly, because, yeah, he didn't believe it when she said, well, I thought me saying yes was solidifying this. Now you know better than that. That is a man standing across from you, right? And one thing about men is do not drop hints. We don't pick up on shit, okay?
Yeah.
And I know we don't generalize a lot. I can generalize in this case. Ladies, say what it is. Because you bullshit around and drop hints, we going to walk right past them. Plain and simple. And that's what Mike did. He was like, nah, I'm not playing this game with you. I'm moving forward, right? Here's the thing. He definitely moved forward because Emma is not dating. But Mike, he's got somebody for the last 7 months. And it didn't look to me, maybe it's just me, like she was happy to hear that.
She didn't look all that excited. Yeah, but I bet that she already knew. Because if everybody talks, everybody's so close, I bet she already knew. But did you catch that his girlfriend kind of looks Italian? Like maybe the family said, hey, we're going to help you out. We know somebody.
Mike, I know you said you were going to say no. She surprised you at the altar. We got you someone to help you have some Italian babies to play with your Italian nieces and nephews. By the way, Tina and Otis said, I saw Emma smirking in the scenes after the wedding. She was happy for herself in the situation, deceptive and not sure why.
Yeah.
Did you catch that too?
I caught her smirking. I don't know if it was deceptive. I just thought that she just didn't seem that emotional about what happened at the altar.
Okay. Ravens girl Monica says, I'm a woman. I didn't pick up on that was what she meant. Yeah, because she never said it. We got on Mike's ass about saying pause. About saying for all the New Yorkers in here, pause. Okay, I hate when people do that. By the way, when he said in his vows or whatever they call that thing they say before they actually get to the ceremony part, that you want to have I want to make sure you want to have babies with me before we get married, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, she needs to make it very clear. Don't think.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, CXM says, I thought her and Mike were going to date after the show. No, Mike said, hey, babies ain't involved. I ain't wasting my time.
You're gonna waste that monogamy, right?
Exactly.
Mike took your advice.
Smart man. Congrats. Moving over to the right side of the show.
The political rights.
Whichever way you want to go, it's fine.
Okay.
Ashley and Alex. What do you think of Alex challenging Nick? Like, can you point out the changes? I don't see that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was annoying. I mean, we knew Alex was going to try to come off like this. I mean, he's really just kind of a douche. I mean, I put him in that douchebag category because there's no substance to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe a lot of what he has said on this show. I feel like he's a liar in a lot of ways. And to me, the way I believe that is because his behavior acts like somebody who's lying.
Right.
It comes across as somebody who's straight up lying.
Okay. I cannot refute any of that. However, I do believe what Alex did, and Alex was on trial. He knew he was going to be on trial. That's what this was, right? Because even Monica is saying that Alex has some screws loose. He's bizarre. Yes. But he went there knowing they're coming for me. I'm dealing with the daughter of a lawyer. I got to be ready. So he came with his court-ready responses, right? But I think he also did something else. He showed that Ashley is no better than him. And I say that because when he called out the fact that she did things for the camera, just like he did, but the things that she did exactly for the camera. You notice she never said he was wrong.
Right. He didn't, or she didn't say that. And I think both of them did stuff for the cameras. I think Alex is trying to save face because she had the upper hand at the altar. So he's trying to bounce back from that. But I think we've seen that Ashley also has some shadiness to her. If you look at how she didn't stand up for Jess, and she even calls that out. There's just a lot of things. I feel like Ashley is a little deceptive as well. Maybe that's why they kind of worked for a little bit.
Well, okay. Also, I think something else she is deceptive, jealous too. Especially of Britney. And in this space, she felt a little insecure when it came to Britney. We called this out. And we said maybe Britney went and told her about how he was talking to her. She may have just seen them and knows, because all of a sudden, she's like, well, I was pretty until he saw Britney. And Britney, I mean, you are gorgeous. And then whenever you start doing that, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, but when a woman starts, she's going to complain about what this guy's doing with this woman, but she has to compliment the woman first. There's a little bit of shade in there. Or am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think she was just trying to. Well, there you go. I wouldn't agree with that, but I think she was just complimenting Britney. But it was the things that she would say to Alex, where Alex was trying to pretty much catch her play on words. When she made the comment about Britney and then say that Alex thinks that she's ugly, and Alex says, "Did I ever say that?" No, I just said you're not my normal type. Never said you were ugly. But that's what Ashley thought.
Which is right. He never called her ugly. He says he's not my normal type. Now, his normal type, he looked at Britney and described her.
Yeah, but he didn't say that Ashley was. He didn't say Ashley was ugly.
Too, though. And,
yeah.
Okay. Notice Ashley kept bringing up, well, the dark hair, the dark hair, the dark hair. She was very careful not to say the dark skin, but she was very careful to always say the dark hair. She kept bringing that up over and over again because we know the blonde hair, blue eyes is supposed to be the trophy, but Alex is like, nah, this is usually more my type. And I think she felt a little insecure about that. But the other thing I think what he called her out on, and this is where I think it was interesting, was she said that he his answers were too perfect and
Yeah.
they were rehearsed. We could all agree on that. He
Yeah.
felt like he was on a sales call and trying to find the answers. He'd talk until he had an answer that he wanted, right? But when she tried to say the whole rehearse thing, she even goes, well, and she tried to have her Amber drop the mic moment. Oh, well, you were probably rehearsing in your room. And he's like, yeah, but you were there.
Right.
And she's like, oh, no, you weren't in the room with me. You were with the guys playing cards. Then how was he rehearsing?
In between that walk from one room to he's practicing. He's chat GPTing some responses to get him
Not
ready.
for them long ass answers he had. I agree
Yeah.
with the chat GPT part, but
Yeah. I mean, I think that he was trying to create and have answers. I mean, he didn't really need to. And I think that her dad smelled it. Her dad could smell the bullshit.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that Alex was full of it. But that's just who Alex is, right? But you don't really have to be. But this is the person that he's choosing to be for himself. I hope that he winds up also getting some therapy, but figuring out who he is outside of soccer. Because if you take soccer away, it's like Alex is a nobody.
Right. Yeah. By the way, I did ask about that whole comment that Ashley made about Britney and the way she did it. Toya says Ashley's not used to a man not being attracted to her. Obviously, I mean, Ashley's an attractive woman, right? So, and Britney wasn't accustomed to men not being attracted to her, like old Devonte wasn't. Very, very accustomed to when Alex was. Monica says she's definitely got that white woman jealousy of Britney. I don't know if it's a white woman jealousy of her, but just a jealousy. She's definitely jealous of her. Ashley was definitely jealous of Britney, Artillery says. And Toya comes back and says, it definitely wasn't a compliment. Yeah, because the way it was done felt like there was some shade involved there. And I caught it. So, I don't know. The whole move at the altar, Alex called it a power move.
Yeah.
Do you give Ashley points for admitting, yeah, I did that on purpose?
I'll give her points for it because I knew she did it on purpose. Like, do I give you points for being honest? No.
You don't give me points for anything. Whatever, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving you points for that. She purposely did all that because that's how she wanted to set that whole altar moment up. That way she wasn't the one getting rejected because she's not used to people rejecting her, period. So she wanted to have the upper hand on that. Exactly why she did it.
Yeah. Very true. Were you surprised to find out that Alex and Devonte, with their two very different tastes in women, they should have they could easily switched and it would have been with the people that they're more attracted to, their roommates.
No, I wasn't surprised about that, but what I was surprised about was how bad Alex was at being a goalie. Because
it's not like Devonte had these great soccer kicks. They were very simple.
Yeah, it was just very basic. One thing if Devonte had played soccer too.
Yes.
But no, I'm thinking to myself, Alex, you don't look all that great.
I was thinking the same thing. At least he said, I'll take 50-50. You have no choice.
Yeah, that's what happened.
You earned that 50-50. Oh, my God. Speaking of Devonte, who, by the way, he actually looked in that clip like he did play football, right? Then you see him on the couch and it's like he stopped playing football. He's right there with Britney, and she said she was surprised to hear the things that Devonte said in his one-on-one interviews with producers.
Yeah.
We kind of knew she would be a little surprised based on her reaction the entire time throughout this whole thing, right?
Yeah. Well, we did. But I think it proves the point that I was making in the recap of episode 12, that Devonte should have been very direct and telling her where he stood, because that conversation about not getting married right now, she kept saying, okay, we're still going to be together. It's just not a right now. And well, I don't think I can get married. He just didn't want to tell her directly to her face that he doesn't want to marry her. And so I think that this was all his fault. And that's why she seemed so delusional to us, because we're like, why can't you see he doesn't want to get married to you, but he's saying something different to her?
Here's the problem I have with that too. Because it's not that he just said it and did it on TV that way, and we're like, okay, maybe he's trying to spare her on TV. Obviously not, because when he got with the producers, he went through calling her the shadow and all this other stuff, like, which to her point was offensive because she gave him so much space that went against her love language. Remember, we talked about this before. Yeah. If her love language is this, and she tells him that in Cabo, on the beach, by the water, perfect moment, grab that woman. No, he doesn't. He don't like her. But what she's doing is trying to trust the process, right?
Right.
Not only did he not tell her at the end when he broke it off and I'm not going to the wedding, he let her sit there and believe there were going to be more. Even though he's dropping huge slices of bread, not breadcrumbs, when he said the whole, we'll be in touch. That shit should have told you. But after the cameras were gone, he still was leading her on. Like, what evil is this man into?
Yeah, she even said, hey, if you don't want to do this, let me know so I can, move on myself. He's like, no, I've just been busy and just been processing a lot. And he never just wanted to admit that he didn't want to be with her.
Mm-hmm. Kevin says Devonte should have been direct, yet I don't like how Britney is acting like she couldn't see what even Stevie Wonder could see. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. I would love to stay there on this side with you, Kevin, but to be honest, there are a lot of times you can't see the forest for the trees. That's why they say hindsight is 20/20, and you look back, you're like, damn, how did I miss that?
Right. Yep. Preach.
All right, so I said a slice. You went with a whole loaf of bread. I see you, Kevin. I get it. We see that, though. We're on the outside looking. You know why people on the outside of a relationship can give great advice? Because they're not in it being blinded by emotions and feelings and all that other bullshit.
Right.
Plain and simple. Look, here's the other thing that I was about to get to, and I appreciate Hill for saying this, that they did try to switch. Alex hit on Britney in Cabo, and Devonte tried to get with Ashley in Austin. And I was thinking the same thing too, right? Because we found out about this trip. After Devonte had said, hey, no, I want to stay, I want to work this out and all this other stuff, he goes on this work trip, which turns out to be a girl's trip.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says for him, but he's the guy on the girls' trip with Bri, Ashley, and Priyanka. The three mean girls of this damn season.
Right.
If you ever see these three women walking up, ladies, hide your man, hide your kids. Matter of fact, turn and run the other way because these three mean no good for you at all. We've seen this.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to describe them as the mean girls of the group. They wear pink on Wednesdays, sure.
They didn't stand up for Jess, and what they did to Britney is crazy.
Exactly, because you're inviting Devonte with you on this trip. You could have easily texted Britney, hey, girl, how are you doing? Devo wants to come on this trip with us, just letting you know.
I'm glad you said that.
So you didn't hear it from someone else. They could have easily have done that. They didn't.
Did you catch something in here? Two things. One, you said his name, Devo, which is what Bri kept calling him. Everybody else on the show calls him Devonte. She kept calling him Devo, which is what he calls himself, right? Vanessa finally did too after a while because Bri kept saying it over and over again. But did you catch the part where he said Devonte and Bri were having lunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it came up. It's not the four of them were having lunch. The two of them were having lunch.
Yeah.
When that thing came up, right?
Yeah.
There are a couple of breadcrumbs I saw dropped here. Maybe I'm the only one that sees this. I don't think you see it, Terrell. I see it clear as day. He may have wanted Ashley, but it seems to me there was something going on with him and Bri throughout this whole thing. Because even when she laughed about something he said about, oh, it's not like I went down there and was trying to hit on the women. She laughed and was like, yeah, it's not like we even stayed together.
Yeah. I
don't trust her. But I may be just seeing things because I don't trust her.
Well, I don't trust her either, but I don't know. I can't say that Devo has feelings for her. I like calling him Devo because to me, Devonte is a black man, and he doesn't want to be. So I'm calling him Devo to speak to the white side of him because that's what he wants.
He's not listening.
Yeah, the white side of him because that's what he wants to be, the white man. So Devo, him going on that trip, lying to Britney about it, lying to them, telling them, oh yeah, me and Britney broke up. She knows. I told her.
Mm-hmm.
But even the fact that he told them that, they still, if they're going to call themselves out, we're all really close. No, y'all aren't. Because if you were, you would have just texted Britney and be like, hey, BTW,
Yeah,
we're in Austin, and Devo came for this concert with us. Now he's saying y'all aren't together. I just want to double check, make sure you're good. They didn't do any of that.
By the way, D. Michelle says it was dinner, not lunch. Dinner, which is different, right? Very. I realize that people take that very differently. Dinner versus lunch. Kevin says Devonte likes wings and breasts, aka what part of the chicken? And then N Hill says poor Devonte. He tried to get with Ashley, ended up with Priyanka, a woman of color. Did he end up with her? Or he just ended up being over there. I don't know if you caught this part too. So this is another thing, because all masked in this, he ended up staying with Priyanka, who says, hey, even though they said it was only one night, you're supposed to have your own place because I've got Ashley and Bri staying with me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch Bri also saying, yeah, well, I stay with a friend and then I stay with Priyanka, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's only the first night, did he come in late? Because he said he stayed over there after the concert. Look, when you talk about Alex's timelines, these aren't lining up. These facts are not lining up. There's more here than meets the eyes. Transformers, damn it.
What I heard is that he got there and his Airbnb wasn't ready. And Priyanka said she wasn't going to let him stay on the street. So that's why he stayed at her place the first night. His Airbnb was ready the second night. So I don't think that he stayed with her after the concert. I think it was before. Right. But my question is, he makes sometimes $40,000 a month. Why couldn't he go and get a Hilton Garden Inn the first night, stay at a hotel instead of staying at Priyanka's house?
There are plenty hotels in Austin. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
A whole shit.
Speaking from experience.
If he was in Detroit, I could understand. There are only so many in the city of Detroit.
Right.
This is Austin. By the way, Toya said, I wish they had asked him about the woman of color comment. I do too, but Nick and Vanessa would not going to do that.
That's good. That's not be a good thing. That would be what's his name from Married at First Sight reunions.
Yeah,
he could ask that.
Yeah,
Kevin Frazier could ask that. You got to be a black man to ask that question. I think. I just don't think Nick be like, so what's up? You don't date sisters, bro?
Because back in my
I was
nothing.
laying
Never
them
mind.
down, laying them down back in my group days. Yeah. Wasn't anything Nick could really say about that.
Ravens girl Monica says even Connor thought it was a girls only trip. Again, you keep bringing. I love that you keep dropping the evidence. Here's the evidence that something's wrong in this. Yeah. Connor finding out for the first time, he should have got up off that damn couch and moved next to Bri. Said, "Where you going?"
Sprung.
I'm going back to my house. Damn it.
Yeah, he's sprung. He ain't going nowhere. He's sprung.
I hate that. Jeez, because that was crazy. Like official Jones says, Connor just finding out on stage, stand up Connor, Bri is messy. Indeed. Indeed. That was wild. All sounds fishy. Sounds fishy to Britney too, because she said it was a breach of girl code.
Right.
She shouldn't have found out from somebody that wasn't them. Is she right?
Yep. Yeah. She shouldn't have found out by somebody that wasn't them. She found out from Amber, who found out from Jordan.
Who found out from?
Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend.
Oh my God. There's a moment though that I think there's so much whack that came out of this. And that's all dealing with Devo, dealing with the three mean girls. But the real WTF moment was when Britney's dad got the microphone. And the first thing he says is, well, I'd like to start with, are you okay, Devonte? Devonte, are you okay? Are you okay, Devonte? Turn into Michael Jackson. Like, what the hell was that?
I mean, all of that, I just didn't see the point. And I feel like this is Netflix's way of saying, hey, this dude played in your face, in your house. Anything you want to say if we give you a chance? And he's like, sure. So that whole Devonte UK, because you're taking a lot, and I care about you. Next thing I want to find out is, did you lie to me? Did you watch the show? Yes, he lied to you from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need the reunion to tell you that. By the way, shout out to Tabby Talk, say her dad is a simp.
Yeah.
You know who would say that? That's what LeBron would be like, yeah, her daddy is a simp. Kendra, what was her dad doing? I have no idea. Which is this all WTF? Why did they give him the mic for this? I would rather heard from Ashley's dad, who would have at least grilled Alex a little bit more than what Brittany's dad did. Because did you lie to me? Of course he did. And then he's like, what do you mean? You know, well, do you intend to marry my daughter?
No.
Sir, wrong tense.
Yeah.
Use the proper tense. Did you lie to me when you said, when I asked you this? He just repeated the question. Like,
did you ask all the questions that you needed to ask? He's like, well, no, I didn't need to, because when the doors open, your daughter's black. So all my questions were answered at that point. I didn't have any other questions.
He's like, where's Brittany?
Hey, how you doing? I'll take a coffee, please. Where's Brittany at? By the way, you're not the help. Oh, you're Brittany.
You're Brittany.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Oh, dear God. By the way, Kevin says, good to see others who thought that about the dad segment. Yeah, there were people who were like, well, what do you want to do? Cuss him out? You don't need to cuss him out, but you got to hold his feet. Look, Devonte was sweating his ass off.
Yeah.
Because he was like, Black Daddy about to, I know I haven't had one in my life, but he about to get on my ass right now. Right? And then he didn't. Instead, he coddled him. Mm-hmm. Like, what the? All right, you know what? It's just, I'm sorry. That wouldn't be me. I'll tell you that much.
No.
But you already know that.
Yeah, I know. You know that. No. Still.
Okay. I'm not done with the WTF moments. One more. Why were Nick and Vanessa trying to find fault with Christine and Vic?
Because we've always said the good relationships are boring. So they're like, there has to be something.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, y'all knew there was nothing, because that's why your cameras didn't follow them around, and they didn't go to Cabo and then say apartment. You knew there was nothing there. So now you're trying to dig into, do y'all fight, and what do you fight about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Vic is like, well, Christine has the most amount of socks ever and keeps her feet covered at night. Which, okay. I got questions. Y'all wearing shoes in the house or not? And if she walk around with socks, you bringing everything. But you walk around in the house and into the bed with you. Take them socks off. I agree with Vic. Take the socks off, girl. What are you doing?
What if, as some people would say, my floors are clean and these are my inside house socks. This is not my outside house socks. These are my inside the house socks. Does they get a pass then?
Okay. I do like when he's like, look, Vanessa tried to get around it, like, okay, so then she comes to bed without the socks on. You know what time it is. A little toe action goes a long way. That man just wants skin to skin from head to toe, plain and simple. That's all you want at night.
Yeah, socks are Vic's bonnet. He doesn't want you in the bed.
Do not. Hey, Vic is in the comments saying, don't lump him into the bonnet conversation. His woman doesn't wear them.
Just say it. He doesn't want the bonnet. The socks like a bonnet. When it's sexy time, the socks come off. That's how Vanessa was saying. That's how he will know that it's about to be a fun night when she gets into bed and a little naked toe touches his foot. He's like, oh, you want to be starting something.
Christine says Vic has an Angry Bird addiction and he likes to play trash ball. Kobe.
I still do that. I think that's just a guy thing. We at the office wad up some trash. I'm like,
oh yeah, you don't walk up to the trash can and George
drop it in.
George Gervin that thing and finger roll. You fade away on that joker. That's what you do.
Yeah. If somebody's in front of the trash can, you gotta like cross.
High Vibe says silly pet peeves. Yes, because they're a boring couple, which is why they will last.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were trying to find stuff for them, and they're like, we need to come back to this so we can give you this sponsored vacation that we're too broke to pay for. Come on.
Where's TurboTax going to take them? Malibu on us.
We're sending you back to Malibu. That was kind of wild, too. By the way, before we get out of here, question from Trace World, who says, my question is which one of, I'm assuming you're talking about Devonte here, is the black one, because I assumed it was his dad that he really doesn't know, but why on earth would his white mother name him Devonte? Well, why would he call himself Devo?
Come on now. We know that his dad's black, mom is white. Here's why. We know this. If he grew up with a black mama and then still has never dated a woman of color, as he says it, well, there's a big issue, but his mom wouldn't allow him to say women of color. If he grew up with a black mama, his daddy's black, mama was white, and he grew up around white people. And that's fine. It happens.
Right. We know this because, like Tammy Talk says, he gives white mother biracial. Yeah, it's... Okay, you want to know how we know? So there was this story that told about him at a football game. And he's like, who's this black man trying to talk to me, talking about good game? Boy, that was your daddy.
He's like dapping up people in the stands. Good game, thanks. Oh, get away from me, ninja. Good game.
Ravens girl Monica says maybe he was a junior and he dropped the junior. But look, this has been an interesting reunion for the season, at least. I think the only problem is we got so many of the answers before the actual reunion. But if you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
The reunion or the season?
The reunion and the season. Let's go that route.
Okay. So the reunion and season, all of it together. I'd have to give it I'd give it a solid 8.
And solid 8?
Yeah, give it a solid 8. I feel like Nick and Vanessa did a much better job with this reunion than they've done in past reunions. I do think that. I do think the storylines, the way this started out, the season sped up a little bit more. I thought that was good. If anything, I agree with you that they shouldn't be allowed to do interviews until after the reunion airs, like on some of the other shows, because there's too much stuff that gets leaked. You know, even if other people leak it, great, but the fact that they're interviewing people and confirming or saying things, I feel like takes something away from it.
Well, see, okay, and not just other shows, but because they do it, a lot of it happens in People magazine, so they're contractually obligated, right? They put them on, like, if you're no longer on the show, great, I get it. Let that happen. But the people that are still in it, like, People magazine had tons of articles throughout the entire season, right? There's certain things that you don't need to put out there, because I think there were no surprises for me at the reunion. I knew everything that was going to happen. And to me, that takes it away, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Ravens girl Monica says she loved the season 10 reunion. I thought the reunion was good just for the fact that Nick finally, showed his backbone and went ahead and went, okay, let me give this. I don't know if I'm going to give it a whole 10. Okay, so he said, I love the reunion, 10. Always Lisa, reunion, 10. I'm not sure I'm going to give it a 10. I'm more like Tina and Otis with the reunion, a 7, the season, a 4. I'm not going to go that low as a 4. I think it was still a good season. Had enough twists and turns in it, I guess, but still.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely more accountability to be had, and I wish that they would have at least given us more of the story on Christine and Vic. Because here's the problem. A lot of people are not invested in it because they didn't feel like they knew them at all. Right? And that's terrible. So, Monica, I agree. I'm also happy there was no random basketball portion of it with Chris Paul. That would have been terrible. They didn't.
And I'm glad the musical guest was at the end.
Yes, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because I sure skipped all of that. As soon as said, and now singing, click, click. That was it. I was done. One last thing before I get out of here. We get out of here. Auntie Robin says, I did date this Bayesian dude who said auntie. Ugh. See, it's not just me.
Even the people you date have to call you Auntie Robin.
That's exactly the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you
Wow.
see what it is.
Yeah. So wait a minute.
I don't think you should have told us that story.
Yeah. Sound like we need a story time from her.
Auntie, to the front of the room, please. Oh my God. Hey, look, man, we appreciate you guys. I love the fact that you hang out with us. Thank you for going through this entire season with us. What's next? There's only one way to find out. Hit that like button, please. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications.
Jones.
Hey, I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Harold.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Justel, at RGRT Pod, and on IG at the RGRT Pod.
Yeah, send us some of your random thoughts or some of the bullshit you might find on the internet. We may talk about it on the show.
It's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.